Well, hello, everyone. Today is December 16th, 2020. I'm really happy to be here today and to talk about something I just listened to very, very recently on Rascal Radio, which was, and if you don't have Rascal Radio, just please let me know, reach out, and I will definitely send you a free link for you to listen to it. But it's a really, really good talk from Chris Brady talking about Warren Buffett, and the exact title was 10 Rules for Success. I've only took a few out of there. There are lots in there. Obviously, there are the 10, but I took my top three, and they were really, really good. So if you don't know what Acorn Life Mastery is all about, we are a free community for you to join. No sales pitches, no nothing. We do have some products, some really good e-courses that some of our members have written. You can also get your e-course on there if you like, and I'll tell you about the terms and conditions that we have. We also have book studies that are going to be starting next month if you're interested in doing a book study. And we have a whole bunch of different book studies that are going to be from Think and Grow Rich, Outwitting the Devil, which is my favorite book, although I'm not going to review that book just yet because there's actually another book that I want to review that I've just ordered, and I'm hoping that it comes the next day or two, which is called Word Magic, which is really, really cool. And if you don't know about that book, and the reason I'm so interested in that book is that every word has a meaning behind it, and I'm learning more and more about words and what they mean, so I can change and be very aware of the words that I'm using on a day-to-day basis. So that's why I got that book. And for those of you who know me, know why it's so important to understand what words are coming out of your mouth. But Acorn Life Mastery is also about that we leverage accountability masterminds to develop future leaders. That's what we are all about. So we have a leadership program called the Professional Elite Leadership Academy. We're designing it now. We're probably maybe a quarter of the way through it. It's a very intense, very long program if you're interested in developing your leadership skills. If you want or need an accountability mastermind, please check us out. I'll put a link down below in the comments. You can check us out. Like I said, it's for free. You don't have to join. But I'd highly recommend to be part of a mastermind, and especially an accountability mastermind, so you can really get results much, much quicker than doing it on your own, or maybe around other people that don't have a vested interest in seeing you complete your goals. But so today, Chris Brady was talking about Warren Buffett, his 10 rules for success. And one of the things that we actually do have here that I actually developed listening to Warren Buffett a little while ago, a couple months ago, was that I actually created a free assessment that was kind of designed by Warren Buffett. So once you join, if you're interested in taking that, there's definitely a path for you to take that. Nice and simple, nice and easy to get. And it'll create a lot of clarity for you and a lot of sort of help you in your journey and where you're going. So for the month of January, so it's coming up soon, we actually have a whole month worth of this topic because I think it's probably the number one most important thing, which is vision. If you don't have a vision, if you don't have a goal, if you can answer this question honestly and really ask yourself this question: if I asked you, what do you want? Are you able to name 5 things right off the top of your head of what you want? And if the answer is no, or I'm not really sure, or if you can name me 10 things that you don't want, and you can just rhyme those off one after another, after another, after another, then I would highly, highly recommend to join into and check us out in the month of December. We have lots of free visioning exercises for people to go through. From the bottom of everyone at Acorn, every management team member here, is we just really want to see people have vision and have purpose and drive and desire to completing the things that are the most important for them. So if that's you, check us out and join now. become part of our community. The culture that we're creating here is really, really a great community already, and I think we're just growing. So we just opened the doors. We're kind of still in a soft launch mode where we're just getting our bearings underneath us, and we're figuring things out. And we'd love to have you part of our free community if that's something that you really need or you really want. So definitely check out our free assessments. And then, another thing that came through that talk, and I've listened to a few talks recently from Warren Buffett, was learn to become an expert. Learn to become that expert in, whatever it is that you're doing. So it doesn't matter what it is, what job it is, but really become that person, that girl, that woman, that guy that, knows how to do that thing. So whether it's, IT on computers, whether it's, you're the best at making the web pages, or, you work in a retail store and you're the best person to fix that widget, or to, know how to do something the best, just become an expert in that if it makes you proud. So just, don't become, the best, whatever, and become the best at that. Like, just as long as that's something that you really want and that you can be really proud of, and everyone sort of looks up to you as that person. Learn life mastery, and life mastery can be in a whole bunch of different areas that you might want to master your life in. I mean, there's really 8 to 12 if you really want to look into it, but I kind of break it down to 8. Finances, health and wellness, that fitness, having fun. Have you mastered that? There's a whole bunch of different ones, and really to become a master in something, regardless on what it is, usually takes about 10,000 hours for you to be a master of it. So are you willing to do that? How exciting would that be if you did master something and you did spend 10,000 hours at it, and you were, the best in the world at that thing, or one of the best in the world at that thing? What would that mean to you? Would that be something that, you'd look in the mirror, or, you might get some plaques or trophies if you went to different competitions, or people just recognize you as that best? Would that be something that would be of interest to you? So learn life mastery is something that I would highly, highly, highly recommend. And then, one other thing is, do you have a competitive advantage in your field, in your business, in your, fill in the blank? And kind of what that means is, um, that it's very difficult for someone to take you out. So, or to take over your business, because, you've kind of got a unique kind of platform. And when you think of some that really come to mind, is you think of Google, right? If you want to look up anything and you're not sure about it, people always say, well, why don't you just Google it? Well, there isn't too many brands that actually have that kind of power. So definitely, if you can get that kind of competitive advantage, I mean, that's going to set you and your company and you far apart from all of your competition. So, that would be that's kind of one example of one. Obviously, there's a lot more that you can sort of have that competitive advantage. But some really good quotes that I also love from Warren Buffett is, price is what you pay, value is what you get. So that's one by Warren Buffett. And another one that really comes to mind is the most important thing to do if you find yourself in a hole is to stop digging. So that one really resonated with me, is that, you know, you might, get involved with a company, whether it's an MLM or whatever, and you might, really love it. And, but you're just not getting the results. So you can keep going, and you could keep digging this hole deeper and deeper and deeper. Or you might have to look at things and just kind of stop yourself and saying, is this really what I want? And just kind of evaluating the situation. I mean, we have something here inside of Acorn Life Mastery called PDCA, and that just allows us to, have a check and adjust. And so that would be just one thing that I would recommend if you're digging yourself a hole, just to really stop and to really make sure. I remember having a conversation with a gentleman, and he had a really good idea, and it's probably still a good idea, but he could never get it off the ground and going. And I think he spent like 5 years on it, and like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, getting from investors, trying to get it going. And finally, he just had to say, "Hey, I got to cut my losses at some point. I've tried everything, and I just can't get this thing to work." And eventually, he did, and he went back to working again and doing his thing. And he's doing okay. But I mean, he went through a very, very difficult time where he really did try everything. And so, anyways, if you find yourself digging a hole, um, the most important thing to do is just stop digging. So a couple things, really key points that I just want to just share with you is, uh, you know, Warren Warren Buffett was talking about, find your passion. And there's really sort of two paths that you can discover, and that's through succession. You know, a couple things that you can do, and one of the paths is to follow your heart or chase your dreams. And that could be something that you love and something that you want more than anything. And but it may not pay the bills. So if you want to be like a music artist, you might love it, but it may not pay the bills. So if that's something that's important to you, is paying your bills and getting far ahead and all that sort of stuff, and you want to kind of live that kind of lifestyle that you want to live, but sometimes following your heart and chasing your dreams isn't always the best thing, and it might not get you. It might not. You might not be able to truly develop some of your other gifts that as you're going through discovery, and finding things through succession, like really digging out your gifts. And the other part to that path is, you might want to do something that works, and you might just learn to like it, or potentially even love it, because you're good at it. You're really good at it. And I mean, I'm kind of the perfect example, because I was in retail, and in my 20s, I had taken a lot of school to become a mechanic, but I just didn't want to be like a regular mechanic. I actually wanted to be more of a electronic diagnostic kind of mechanic, where I just wanted to figure out what was wrong with the cars. I didn't actually want to fix the cars. Which is kind of a specialty, and something that I almost did and almost became, but it just didn't work out the way that I thought. So I probably would have learned to love that, but later, shortly after that, I started working as a manager in a oil change shop, and I did like it. I mean, I was good at it. I created amazing culture at the spot that I was, and I was able to take that onto sort of my next job, which was working in retail at a major retailer here in Canada. And it's not something I ever thought, but again, through succession, as I was sort of building myself up, and I became, one of the best managers there, and was promoted into store manager, and then eventually into a general manager, where I really, developed myself, and I really developed a strong culture and a very productive team that I had a lot of respect for, and I really loved it. So I was able to do something that worked, and I really grew to love it, and I still do love it, and that door is still open if I ever want to go back there. But I've just decided to do my next venture, which is what I'm doing now, which is Acorn Life Mastery. And I'm also doing some cryptocurrency and some other things that I'm really, really starting to love and find my stride, and actually make some money at for a change. And But so that's sort of what I'm talking about is, just do something that works, and that you learn you learn to like it. And another way to find your passion is use your gifts, and things you like doing. That sometimes leads into you really finding your passion. And it might be, on an assembly line, assembling cars. That might be something that you're really gifted at. It could be a whole bunch of different things that maybe you didn't really think about it at first, but as you started to explore and just keep an open mind, this thing came along that you just love and that you're so good at it. It could be even like, painting cars or something like that. You might not have thought that that's what you wanted to do, but you were able to, use your gifts, and you've got a special gift. And I think every single person has a special gift. I just think a lot of us don't spend the time or have an intention to figure out what that gift is. So at any rate, those are some things that I hope helps finding your passion, and really using your gifts to your advantage. And that's going to get you far ahead in life. And I would probably have to say it's probably the old rule. 80% of the people are not doing that, and probably 20% are. And out of those 20%, probably a small percentage are really, really leveraging their gifts to get them far ahead. It's probably like 1 or 2% out of the 20%. But again, those are just sort of my rough numbers. The other thing that Warren Buffett said, and I completely agree with this. So whether you have a business or don't have a business, this may or may not apply to you, but hire well, or just surround yourself with other top achievers, with really, really high quality people that have tremendous character, that have a drive, and kind of, where you might want to be. So, I think the old rule, or the old rule of thumb is, you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. You can actually look at, your paycheck, and look at your 5 other friends that you spend the most time with, and it's probably pretty close to on average what everyone else is making. So again, if money is important to you, and you want, to move up, then you might have to find some new friends, unfortunately. And that's just kind of how it works. And then the third thing is, and this one really struck me, and I completely agree with it, is don't care what others think about you. So whatever they're thinking about you, whatever they're saying about you, just put your earplugs in and smile and nod and yes, and just don't worry about what they're thinking about you, but instead care more about what other people, that you respect. Care more about those other people that you respect, and you'll probably see a massive change, a massive shift. And I can just tell you that since I've started adopting that myself, and I didn't even know this, that Warren Buffett had even said that, but that's something that I really look to do. Is I really look to serve and help other people better than I expect anyone to do it for myself. And I really have a sincere feeling behind it. And I really genuinely want to make sure that you're succeeding and that you're actually getting ahead in life. So I hope that helped. There is lots more. If you really like this and some of the things I was talking about, Chris Brady is probably a master at talking about this stuff. And like I said, you can get it on Rascal Radio. It's about $1 a day. I'll put a free link in the chat below for you to take advantage of if you want to take advantage of it. So just I'm going to wrap things up really quick, but if you like this channel, make sure you subscribe to it. Click the notification bell too, and share it if you like. Share it to a friend, family, someone else that really, really might need it. And thanks for listening. And we are on at 2 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. We'll have a different speaker on every single day, just giving you hopefully just something to to get through your day and something to look forward to. So again, if you want to be reminded, click that notification bell. And tomorrow is Amanda, and Amanda's great. You'll love her talks. She's really really good. She's one of my good friends. She's a healer. She's a if you don't know what emotion code is, I'd highly recommend to look into it. She has cleared up so many things for me, and I'm so grateful that her and I are friends. And she's always got awesome talks that I really look forward to. And just remember that we leverage accountability masterminds to develop future leaders. And if you got any questions, thoughts, concerns, anything at all, just put it in the comments.